that he was going to repay me.
Your Honor, we didn't have that agreement.
That's part of the price of canoodling.
Judge Judy.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheindlin. This is Judge Judy.
Jacqueline George is suing her ex-boyfriend, Randy Schooler, for the cost of a vacation, unauthorized credit card charges, and the return or value of furniture.
Order. All rise. It's case number 96 on the calendar in the matter of George versus Schooler.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Miss George, you and the defendant lived together with your respective children for a period of time, and it is your claim that you made a series of loans to him during that time.
Yes.
You want your money back.
Yes.
And also that he has some furniture that you moved into his house at the time that you moved in with your children, and you also want that back. The defendant says that you did make a couple of loans to him. Those loans he paid you back for. And the loan that you allege with regard to a trip was a trip that you wanted to take to visit your family. You made the arrangements. And those things were a gift. Now,
Only the end of June 2018.
and how many children do you have?
I have 2.
And he?
3.
Do you have custody of your children?
I do, 50%.
Okay, so you share custody
Yes.
with their mother. And you moved into his house from where?
From my home, I own a townhome.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the furniture first. I assume that the furniture that you brought from your townhome?
Yes.
What furniture did you bring?
A dining room set, a kitchen
Hold on.
set.
How long have you been in your home, Mr. Schuler?
5 years now.
Did you have a dining room?
I did.
What did you do with it?
Brought it over to my mother's place.
So you gave it to your mother?
Stored it there, yes.
Okay. Do you want the dining room set back?
I would like it back, yes.
Fine. Get your dining room set from your mother. Within 5 days, she'll come and she'll pick it up.
Sounds good.
Perfect. What's next?
He has the kitchen table and chairs.
Well, I assume you had a kitchen table in your house
I
when
did.
she moved in. What did you do with it?
Moved it upstairs in my house.
So you have it.
Yes.
5 days, you go pick up your kitchen
It was
set.
trashed.
If you don't go and pick it up, consider it abandoned.
Okay.
What's next?
A desk
Where is the desk?
in his family room was my son's bedroom desk.
You have it.
I do.
5 days, go pick it up. What's next?
2 antique tables that he still has.
You know what she's talking about?
I know of one that I have.
5 days, go pick it up. What's next?
That's pretty much it. Everything
Very
else
good.
is not.
5 days.
Okay.
5 days from today's date, over 2.
Is
What?
she allowed to come in my house? Is that?
Not she, the moving people.
Okay.
She can wait outside. She has to get moving people to come and move all these things.
Perfect.
Not children, family, nothing. Those things, you will have an order. If you want to have someone there videotaping it, fine.
Okay.
Those things 5 days from today. Next loan. You loaned him $1,000 for what?
I believe it was for his daughter's trip. She was going to Switzerland.
Did he pay you back that money, that $1,000? That's either a yes or a no.
He paid a total of $14.95.
Just a
but
second.
Yes.
Did he pay you back that $1,000? You've just taken care of that one. And then you had trouble with a tooth.
I did.
What month and year?
The tooth, I had to get a root canal and a crown put on, and that was in March of 2018.
And that you lent him money for that?
Yes, on my
And did he
credit card.
pay you back
Almost.
for that?
Almost all of it.
Good. What's next?
Well, the main thing is the credit card. So he had requested to go.
Just a second. What was it that was charged on the credit card after the two of you separated and you moved out?
These charges happened in July. We were still together. The Excel bill was automatically being deducted
The
from
what?
my account, Excel energy bill, because I had paid it
Okay.
for 1 month, and
Okay.
they had my bank information on file.
Did they take it out of your bank?
$11.11 for 3 months.
Did you return that to her?
Yes, I did.
Not true.
Show me.
Sure.
That was for August and September.
Well, I paid her different checks. And there's a check.
No,
statement.
don't give me everything. Don't give me the kitchen sink. I'm talking only about the power bill.
I was liable included for $1,912 with the dental bill, the loan, and the Excel energy. That's a personal loan that I felt I needed to pay back.
Talking about the electric bill, just the electric bill, that you acknowledge was taken out of her account. You wouldn't acknowledge that in your answer.
Yes.
I want to know if you gave it back to her. And if you did, show me proof that was after the two of you separated.
Not in one lump sum. Actually, the $500 cash that I did in September.
No, $411. Okay, $411 is yours. Okay, now, what else do you think, understanding that you gave him the credit card to use. And you gave him the credit card, according to you, when you were all going on vacation. You were going on vacation and you were going to visit your family.
Yes.
Yes. In what month?
What month were we going to visit my family? Was
What
July.
month did you go?
It was for 4th of July, yes.
And you went.
Yes.
In July. And you went with your 2 children and yourself and his 3 children and himself.
And they stayed in a separate motel, and I stayed in an apartment with my family. And he insisted on going. He requested a family vacation. He
Listen to me.
insisted.
Understand where we're going. If your children didn't want him to go on a family vacation, you probably shouldn't have gone with him. But you went. Now, you flew, correct?
Yes.
And you purchased the tickets.
I opened a new credit card account, always with the agreement that I was always going to pay for myself and my children.
Oh, well,
he was always going to pay for himself and his
And
children.
his children.
And that is why he has a card in his own name.
Just a second. Miss George, did you ever go out for dinner when you were away on this vacation?
Yes.
What credit card did you use? Because I'm going to look at the bills.
Okay.
Did you use the credit card that you had given to him, or did you use a different credit card that was just in your name?
There was one dinner that he paid for because my family fed him the rest of the vacation.
Your family was there?
2 of my relatives were there.
You have to understand where I'm going. Where I'm going with this is when 2 people decide to live together and aren't married, and what they do is they sort of combine and play house, and they go together. Now it's your family. Now you want a judge, you want court to look at that dinner and say, how much did your cousin eat? And how much did your cousin's husband eat? And then there's you and your 2 children. You want me to separate that, and he and his children, because he's only supposed to pay for that time for that nonsense. If you choose to convolute the extent of your togetherness, we don't explore who had the pasta and who had the veal chop. That's not happening.
I understand that, but
that's not happening.
Every other charge is for him and his children.
Just a second. And
except for that dinner, every charge he charged, it's under his name. I'm an accountant. That's why I did it.
Fine.
We had
then
the
I would like
agreement
to
that
see,
he was going to repay me.
Just a second.
No.
And I would like to see the charges
Yes.
on that. Listen to me. I don't care if you're an accountant. If you were an accountant, you wouldn't have gotten yourself into this trouble.
Right, and I was only in it for 6 weeks, and I left him.
May I just see the statement for the trip? Take a pen and outline the expenses that he was supposed to pay for, and that credit card, with the exception of the one dinner, just so that we get it right, the exception of the one dinner are all his expenses for himself and his children. Say nothing.
Your Honor, we didn't have that agreement.
Just a second.
Okay.
Let me explain something to you, sir.
Okay.
If all of these expenses on this card are just for you and your children, you're going to pay for it. That's it.
This is all him and his children. And then there's one more statement. It's 30 days, but it went over 2 statements.
That's okay.
In July of 2018.
Your Honor, we had a different agreement for her living there rent-free.
Not true.
She had her own condo, so she wasn't living rent-free.
She moved in.
She moved in with you, but she had her own condo, which I assume she was paying for.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Right. And that's part of the price of canoodling.
Okay.
Got it?
Sure.
It's not as if she moved in with you and gave up her apartment. She moved in with you for a month. She lived with you for a month or 6 weeks, and she paid for her maintenance, her taxes, and everything else on her own apartment.
But she...
I own my own home.
Just a second.
I own my home.
I didn't ask you.
Okay. His mother owns his. I just wanted to mention that.
Okay. This is on your card. I'm going to go over...
I never gave American Express authorization.
You're Randy Scholler. Is that correct?
Yep.
That's your name.
Yep.
So I'm going to ask you a few things here, okay? This is July 2nd of 2018. Comcast Cable.
Yes.
Now, you paid, with using your credit card, Comcast Cable for where?
For monthly bill.
That was a monthly bill.
Yes.
Okay. Had you ever paid that before?
Yes, I paid.
Okay, but not with this credit card?
No.
And you've been living in your house 5 years?
Yes.
So in July, that's when she moved in. You know, she moved.
Not true.
If you speak out again, I'm going to dismiss your case. Do you understand? Perfect. So that's the first time. July 3rd, Angelo's Pizza, $17.
For the whole, all of us, kids, her kids, our
Impossible. Wawa.
That's when we were on the trip.
Okay.
In New Jersey.
Okay.
So we were all together.
That's
all 7 of
$46.
us.
Well, that's possible that it's $46.09. These are all little things. Maury's Piers Adventures. Now, that's interesting. That's
They're
in
not
what?
all mine.
Speaking.
Okay.
Maury's Piers, that's an adventure place? Who went?
I don't know the date because we went a few times.
This is the 4th of July.
I was with my family with my children, and my charges are separate. So there are Maurice Pier charges under my name for when I went with his kids. That was just him and his
What
kids.
I'm asking you is, did you go on July 4th with him to Maury's Piers?
No, I was with my family.
You did not?
I did not.
Okay.
I believe I took her kids with me that time.
What you believe is not necessarily important to me. You went shopping on July 11th, and it was a big shopping bill, July 11th, and that was in Littleton.
That's where we reside.
That's where you live.
Yes.
And you used this credit card for that, $226.
That's providing groceries for all of us. Her kids, Jackie, all of us. She said use this card for expenses.
Okay, nothing terribly unusual here.
I was given the card.
Just shh.
Sorry.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Hi, Stephanie. This is Jackie, Randy's ex. He's a pathological liar and owes me thousands of dollars. Good luck with him. Everyone thinks he's a good guy. You'll find out. He's so not. Not terrifying. Maybe she's giving her good advice. What else?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Jacqueline George says ex-boyfriend Randy Schooler owes for a vacation, credit card charges, and furniture. Randy is countersuing for trespassing and harassment.
Now what I would, just for my own giggles, State Farm Insurance in Illinois. That's a big bill. That's $629, sir. What insurance is that?
That's got to be for my truck.
That's your truck. Well, you don't expect her to pay your truck insurance, do you?
No.
No, $629. So it's $630 because it's $629.90. And there was a lot of sort of grocery shopping until the two of you separated. So why don't find your car insurance? Because as I said, I'm not going to separate a Mexican restaurant in Littleton for $88 and whose children ate what. Okay, so far he owes you $1,041. Do we have anything else? We have airline tickets.
We have airline
We have
tickets.
airline tickets. Fine. And how much were his airline tickets, and how did you charge them?
His airline tickets were $1,178.74.
For whom?
For him and his 3 children.
Okay, let me see.
Your Honor, can I say something?
Sure.
She did tell me that she would take care of this trip and take my kids. She wanted me and my girls. That's where the untruth is, what she's saying. She promised me she would take care of the trip, either transfer her balance to another 0% credit card or pay it off herself. She said, do not worry about that. She wanted me to go. She wanted my girls to go.
Well, how old are you?
48.
48. Pay for yourself, pay for your own children.
I would have chosen to go someplace else versus going to see her family.
What's next?
Can I say
No.
something?
What's
Okay.
next?
Car insurance.
I took care of that already.
And it was never a gift. That is why
Just listen to me. I took care of that already.
there
I
was
figured
only
in the
one
dental bill.
dinner out of the 32.
I don't
Okay.
care. Judges are not going to say you ate the pork chop and you had a pasta.
But they were
Do you
all
understand?
of his charges.
They may have been all of his charges, but he took you. I'm not getting into that. You decided that that's the way you wanted to run this. Run it that way, but you don't have to pay for his car insurance.
Okay.
So far, he owes you $2,278.
The
I paid it
hotel-
back for the trip.
Just a second.
Okay.
The loans I took care of is what you're telling me that you paid her back for the trip.
And the dental.
Don't
Okay.
annoy me.
Yes, ma'am.
If first you tell me that wasn't our agreement and I wasn't supposed to pay for the trip, and then you tell me I paid her for the trip,
Not for the trip. I paid
I'm not-
the personal loans.
just a second.
Okay.
I gave you credit for that, sir.
Okay.
She's not paying for your car insurance. She's not paying for your children's airfare for vacation. She's not paying for the Comcast bill. Do you understand those things? Good. Those things all come to
The trip,
$2,278, and she'll pick up her furniture in 5 days from today. And then you'll have nothing to do with her. Now you have a ridiculous counterclaim. You want to tell me what it is?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Are you married?
No.
Were you married when she sent this?
Yes.
Well, you were married. So she says you're messing around. Maybe her husband shouldn't find a stray bullet. That's what she says. Don't mess around with married ladies.
Judge Judy.
Jacqueline George says ex-boyfriend Randy Schooler owes for a vacation, credit card charges, and furniture.
Now you have a ridiculous counterclaim. You want to tell me what it is?
It's not a ridiculous counterclaim. She came over to my house after we were separated. We heard a noise out in front of my house. She had her lights on behind my witness's car. She came into my garage through the open the garage part. We knew it was Jackie. I'm like, holy cow, Jackie's here. I ran downstairs, locked the deadbolt to the entryway coming into the house. Told her, Jackie, you have to go. She left, and I closed the other garage. We changed the garage code, did all that. About 2 hours later, she sent Stephanie, my witness, a nasty text that she was terrified about. I'm Randy's ex-girlfriend.
I'd like to see the text.
Okay.
I'd like to see the text. Thank you.
I also have the text.
I don't want to hear you.
Okay.
What part of I don't want to hear you?
I'm sorry.
Thing is, I don't know how she got Stephanie's number.
This is not a terrifying... I don't care whether your girlfriend is terrified. This is not a terrifying message. Hi, Stephanie. This is Jackie. Randy.
Okay, sorry.
This is your evidence that I'm just reading. He called me today trying to get back with me and told me he isn't dating anyone, wanted to save you the trouble. I'm not a crazy ex. He's a pathological liar and owes me thousands of dollars. Good luck with him, but thought you should know. Everyone thinks he's a good guy. You'll find out. He's so not. Not terrifying. Maybe she's giving a good advice. What else?
That's not... Can I follow it up with a message she texted me? I have a couple that I would like you to read.
So far, you have a zero.
She came into my house. It's trespass. It's illegal that she came in.
So far, you owe her $2,278 in her furniture. I don't find this message terrifying.
Okay.
What's next? What do you find terrifying?
I have some harassing texts that she sent me.
I'd like to read them.
The ones that are highlighted?
I'd like to read them.
Okay. There's a couple. Thank you.
Are you married?
No.
Were you married when she sent this?
Yes.
Well, then this
separated.
That's married. Well, you were married. So she says you're messing around. Maybe her husband shouldn't find a stray bullet, if that's what she says. Don't mess around with married ladies. Next, highlighted. Highlighted. This question for me, this was in October. All right, so you're already out. You're out. What are you doing outside his house on October 4th?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Want justice? Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This was in October. All right, so you're already out. You're out. What are you doing outside his house on October 4th?
He lives a mile from me, and I drive by. My kids' friends live over there.
Who is she? I'm outside your house. I cannot believe you. What a loser. When am I getting my things back? Who is she? Why? What do you care?
He was still trying to manipulate me and try to get back with me.
He owes you $2,278 plus your furniture. Your counterclaim's dismissed. We're done. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
She trespassed on my property. She sent me ugly, harassing text messages.
I drove by his house, and I had a garage door opener, and I did open his garage door, and I tried to warn her.
She's a spurned lady that it didn't work out. I never was attracted to her.
About what kind of a narcissistic user, manipulator, jerk he is, and
it just didn't work out. And she's spurned and unhappy.
Beware of narcissistic fools like
And a message out there: be careful who you invite into your life and into your circle.
These two people wouldn't be here unless you owe them money.
I don't owe them anything, Your Honor.
A roommate is reminded of his debts.
Jazz gave me $300 for insurance, but that was it.
That's incorrect.
Did you pay your rent every month?
I was short in January.
He only paid in full 1 month.
And they won't let him forget a dime.
He bought a new car right after I helped him.
She says she gave you $200 towards the down payment.
She's lying.
And what about you?
Judge Judy.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheindlin. This is Judge Judy.
20-year-olds Judah Primacio and his girlfriend, Jasmine Vallejos, are suing their ex-roommate and Judah's family friend, Zachary Iona, for unpaid rent, a car loan, stolen identity, and ruined credit.
Order. All rise. It's case number 71 on the calendar in the matter of Vallejos Primacio versus Joanna.
Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
This, sir, is how distant?
Actually, Honor, he is just a very close family friend, and we've been raised together. We've grown up together.
Okay, so he's a close family friend.
Yes.
This is your girlfriend.
Yes.
And you are 19?
I'm 20.
And you?
20.
And you?
18.
The three of you rented an apartment together. It was a two-bedroom apartment. You signed the lease.
We all did.
It is your claim that the defendant moved out.
Yes.
Yes.
And he moved out owing you money.
Yes, that's correct.
And he moved out to move into the home of his girlfriend.
No. He moved into his parents' home.
His parents' house with the girlfriend,
Yeah.
Yes.
who is now pregnant.
As far as I understand, yes.
Is that right?
She had a miscarriage
How much after you moved into your parents' house?
about a month or two afterwards.
Is she still living in your parents' house?
Yes,
You pay your parents rent?
I do.
How much?
I pay $200 for bills.
What about the girlfriend?
She doesn't pay anything.
Why?
She just moved in after she graduated high school.
Well, let me understand this, Mr. Iona. The three of you moved in together, and as far as I can see from the papers of all three of you, you made a reasonable arrangement that they would pay 2/3 of the rent, because they're two people. You would pay 1/3 of the rent. Is that right?
Correct.
And you moved in what month and year?
October of 2018.
And in what month did your girlfriend all but move in?
She never moved in.
I said all but move in. I mean, she did get pregnant in your apartment,
Yes.
not in your parents' apartment. Year did she all but move into the apartment?
February 2019.
And that became a source of irritation
That's correct,
among
yes.
you, because now the rent should be split in half, because you have two people sharing your room and two people sharing a room.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Did you pay your rent every month?
I did, up until I lost my job in January, or December.
Well, so the answer is no. I
No.
didn't pay my rent every month. I had lost my job. So what month didn't you pay?
I was short in January. I was short rent.
Your Honor, he was also short on many other months.
He only paid in full 1 month.
They are wrong, Your Honor.
Just a second. Did you pay them in check or cash?
I always paid cash.
That's incorrect, Your Honor. I have proof.
That he paid in...
He transferred to my bank account. There was only, I think, 1 or 2 months where he paid in cash.
Did you ever transfer money into her bank account?
I did.
So that was also a method. May I see other months?
Yes.
Mr. Iona, were you short other months?
Just January and February.
January and February?
Correct.
How short were you January and February?
Not too short, a couple $100.
Not a couple of hundred. I mean, this is a business.
Yeah.
How much short were you in January and February?
200 in January and 300 in February.
I have the exact rate. Okay.
So far, according to you, that's $500.
December of 2018.
The same month you lost your job.
Yes, this was all before I lost my job.
How much was the car loan and who made it to you?
The car loan was for $13,000 at...
No, they. Did either of these two people give you money towards a car?
Jazz gave me $300 for insurance, but that was it.
That's incorrect, Your Honor.
Just a second. Jasmine, she gave you $300 for insurance, or she paid the insurance?
She paid the first month of insurance.
And that's also incorrect, Your Honor. Okay. Sorry.
When did you pay them back? So far, from you, I have $800. I would like to see proof of when you paid them back the $800.
I did everything in cash, Your Honor.
So you have no proof.
I have a pay stub from my $900 check in January, and I gave them the money.
Oh, who did you give the $900 to?
I gave $400 of it to Judah, and then $100 to Jasmine.
Did he give you $400?
No, Your Honor.
Did he give you $100?
No, everything he gave me was for rent.
Did he give you in February $100
No.
towards repayment of any of this? Did he give you $400?
No, Your Honor. But he did give us $100, but we had to use that towards his rent of being short.
So he gave you $100,
Yes.
but it was for what month's rent?
It was for January's rent, and it was going towards February's rent.
Stretch out that far. Did he pay you at all in January?
Yes, he paid us $100 for helping him out with the car, and
How did you help him out with the car?
we gave him money, the
How much?
$300.
Well, the
We-
$300 was for insurance.
We
Yes.
also gave him $200 for a down payment.
That's incorrect, Your Honor. I have the full down payment in my evidence right here.
Show me. I mean, you're going to say that it was a $200 down payment?
He
or-
bought a new car right after I
Just a
helped
second.
him.
Just a second. Are you going to show me that it says that you put down $200?
I put down $510. They didn't pay anything towards the down payment at all.
I don't know that. She says she gave you $200 towards the down payment.
She's lying.
Okay. And what about you? You see, I have a feeling that these two people wouldn't be here unless you owe them money.
I don't owe them anything, Your Honor.
Well, so far, I have, even by your own statement, you owe them money. Because so far you owe them $800, according to your own statement, and you paid them back, according to you, $500. He says you never gave him $400.
I did pay them back.
Just a second. Tell me when.
In January, when I got that check, I gave them the money.
No, I asked you a question. You told me you got the paycheck in January. It was $900. I'll show it to you. And you said I gave him $400 and I gave her $100. That's exactly what you said. Well, 4 and 1 are 5. Even my rudimentary math tells me that's 5. According to you, you owe them 8. So
My bed at the apartment, which was listed at...
Who cares? What else?
It was a $400 bed. It's still at the apartment.
I don't care.
I gave it to them as part of rent to pay them back. They have it in there.
I don't care. Did you also continue to pay your car insurance out of her bank account for months?
No, I did not.
You did not?
I did not. She even got a refund from that $300 from Allstate.
That's not what I asked you, whether they gave her back the money. What I asked you was your car insurance, without her permission, continued to be paid out of the same bank account where she paid it the first time?
No, it wasn't.
No?
That is incorrect, Your Honor.
Show me.
Okay, I have it.
It's so easy to prove. Why would you say not? It's so easy for her to show that the money came out every month for the car insurance for, say, 2 months or 3 months. She may have gotten reimbursed because she complained about it when she saw it, but that doesn't mean it wasn't taken out. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was it taken out?
Yes.
So why can't you just say that? It was taken out. You didn't pay it.
I didn't.
You didn't pay it when it was due. It was taken out of her account.
That wasn't to either of our knowledge. She paid it the first month. That was all that was supposed to be paid. It's her fault for not stopping the subscription, and I told them also that,
Your Honor,
they didn't want to keep repaying it.
You have a car.
Yes, I do.
You're supposed to pay the insurance every month?
Yes.
Insurance every month, right?
Yes.
So you have to write out a check, or it has to come out of your bank account. Do you have a bank account?
Yes.
Because you write checks. You would have to write a check or get a money order to pay for the car. So you know whether or not you paid car insurance for, say, the month of February. If you didn't pay it for February, you either were in breach of your contract with the loan company or somebody else paid it because they didn't cancel your insurance, right?
They did. The insurance got canceled in February. That's why there's no way that they would have kept paying the insurance.
So what you're telling me is after the 1 month of $300 where she did pay that you owe her for, money never came out of her account again for your insurance?
Correct.
Only that one time?
Yeah.
I'm not reading all of this. All I want to see from you is someplace circled where the insurance came out more than the 1 month that you acknowledge that you loaned him the money for insurance. Make a circle
So this
on
is
the
where
bank
it was-
statement.
Circle it.
Okay. So this is where it was refunded.
Just make 2 circles wherever the money came out.
That's right here. There's the refund and where it came out on that.
$2 months to Allstate. Is that who insures your car?
Yes. Or who did insurance my car.
2 months. What happened in January?
I called my money back. He doesn't even still have the same car.
You got your money back?
Yeah, the company worked with me, but I still didn't get it back for the down payment.
You have a check for the down payment?
I have another bank statement. And I have showing that he paid $200. Verbally, he said he'd pay $100. Oh, okay.
Shh.
Okay.
What month did you buy your car?
In December, ma'am.
This is January 30th that it was posted. The transaction was January 29th.
Yeah, it was pending.
I don't know if it was pending or not. It said the date it was posted and the date of transaction. The date of the transaction was January 29th.
Yes.
The day it was posted. He bought his car. Let me see when you bought your car. Did you get another roommate, by the way?
His brothers moved in with us.
Good. Is he paying rent?
Our parents are covering his rent.
I don't know what this is. Okay, so far, it is your statement that your cousin friend did not give you $400.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, but did give you $100 towards the rent.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $700. We're finished. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It was just mostly because I had people over, friends.
I did. I spoke up about it, but
They didn't like
she didn't care. I mean, in the long run, lesson learned.
Seems hit a really steep bump.
I can't even say how much I feel.
I hope to continue trying to talk to them after this.
How angry I am.
Yeah, only time will tell.
You can't always trust family now.
And now, the next case.
All parties in the matter of Owens versus Reed, step forward.
Gwendolyn Owens is suing Doretha Reed for the cost to repair her car after Doretha's son crashed his bike into it.
All right, Miss Owens, what is your claim that the defendant's son, who was riding a bike, crashed into your car?
Yes.
Causing damage. And you were taking your son to school.
My grandson.
Your grandson to school. Was the defendant's son on his bicycle going in the same direction that you were?
Yes.
Going to school?
I assume yes.
So he was traveling correctly. He was going with the flow of traffic.
Yes.
And according to what I read here, cars were sort of going around him.
Correct.
Because he was on a bicycle.
Yes.
And the car in front of you went around him successfully.
Yes.
And you went to go around him.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you went back in and you heard something hit your car.
Yes.
Is that what happened?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
That's how he hit my passenger back door. Because it's in the police report where he tried to turn around. I guess he was going back in the other direction.
Were you trying to turn around for some reason?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Gwendolyn Owens says 13-year-old Donovan Jemison crashed his bike into her car while she was in the process of passing him on the road.
Now, the car in front of you went around him successfully.
Yes.
And you went to go around him.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you went back in and you heard something hit your car.
Yes.
Is that what happened?
Yes, ma'am.
And?
I heard something hit my car. My granddaughter was in the back seat. So I pulled over on the side of the street, and the people behind me stopped. There were two people behind me. I stopped and got out.
Everybody stopped because the bicyclist was on the ground.
Yes. I got out, went to see him, and he walked across the street. The bike was still in the street, and we were concerned about him, so we asked where his parents were. You know, where did he live? He said right across the street. I ran over and knocked on the door to try to get an answer. I didn't get an answer. Went back over. The two witnesses were still there with him, and
His mother took him to the doctor, correct?
Ma'am.
Just to check him out.
Yes, ma'am.
Unfortunately, he was okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So you didn't sue her?
No, ma'am.
No, you didn't sue her for hitting your son.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Miss Owens.
yes.
I've read these papers, and I, quite frankly, it's sort of incredulous to me that you think he's responsible for this accident.
Well, Your Honor, I also have the police report with the witnesses saying that it was his fault.
Just a second. I don't read witnesses' statements from a police report.
Okay.
You told me that you went around him,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
And are there cars coming in the other direction? You see where the cars is? Are there cars coming in the other direction?
No, not at that time, no.
No. Is it possible for cars to come in the other direction?
Yes, it's possible, yes.
So it's a two-lane highway?
Yes.
So you had to go over into the other lane in order to pass him?
Yes.
And then you went back?
Yes.
Your problem is to make sure he has enough space.
I did make sure he had enough space.
So you
I
mean,
was...
so
Can I
is
show
what-
you?
Yeah, sure, you can show me.
Okay. All right. This is my car here.
I understand where your car is.
All right. I had passed by him, okay? And he was turning. He was trying to turn around. He wasn't going straight. He was trying to turn around.
He was trying to turn around?
He was trying to turn around. Because it's in the police report where he tried to turn around. I guess he was going back in the other direction.
Just a second. Stand up. Tell me your name.
Donovan.
Donovan, were you going to school that day?
Yes.
You were going to school that day?
Yes, ma'am.
Step back. And when you were going to school that day, you go in the same direction as you were going?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you trying to turn around for some reason?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Do you remember what happened with Mrs. Owens' car?
No.
You don't remember?
No, ma'am.
You just remember being on the ground?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you in the car?
Yes.
Stand up.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Gwendolyn Owens says 13-year-old Donovan Jemison crashed his bike into her car while she was in the process of passing him on the road.
Were you trying to turn around for some reason?
No, ma'am.
Do you ever drive your bike to school?
Sometimes.
How often?
Not that often.
Well, prior to this day that this happened, when was the last time you drove your bike to school?
It's been a while, so...
Why were you driving your bike to school that day?
I was in a rush because I was going to be late.
So you were going in the same direction?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember what happened with Mrs. Owen?
No, ma'am.
You just remember being on the ground?
Yes, ma'am.
Were there other cars going around you?
Yes, ma'am.
And did they successfully go around you?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you in the car?
Yes.
Stand up. Is this young man in your class or in your grade?
Oh, no. I'm about to be a senior.
And he?
Oh, no. I just be seeing him walk to school sometimes when she be dropping me off to school.
Okay. But he was going to school that day, going in the same direction you were?
Yes.
Okay. You were facing forward, so you didn't see what happened in the rear of you?
Oh, no. But, like, we was going straight. And, like, we was going around like all the other cars was. And then he hit the back door. And then that's when she pulled over and stopped to make sure...
Just a second. The back passenger door?
Yes.
Right, which is when you would be going past him. Yeah, Miss Owens, you're lucky Miss Reed didn't sue you, and you're lucky he wasn't injured.
Well, I also have text messages where she said that she would pay for the damages.
Well, if she wants to pay for them, that's fine. If she voluntarily, I would not order her to pay for the damages. You passed a biker. It's your responsibility in a car to make sure you have plenty of clearance with that biker.
I had plenty of
Well,
clearance.
clearly not.
He turned to turn around to go in the other direction. The police report also has stated that.
Just a second. That's ridiculous. He was going to school, and he was going in the same direction you were going to drop your grandson off at school.
For some reason, he did turn around. Because you can even tell by the pictures of the way my car was hit.
I know where your car was hit. Your car was hit on the back passenger side. It collided with him. And if he was injured, his mother would sue you. I don't see any statements of witnesses here.
It's at the bottom, Brian.
Are you talking about this?
Yes.
This narrative? Sorry, that's not a witness's statement. The policeman wasn't there. This is a synopsis of what somebody told a police officer.
Yeah. And that was the witness that witnessed it.
I don't know that.
And that's his name at the bottom.
I don't know that that was the statement of the witness. That's what the police officer's summary is.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Want justice? Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
My responsibility is to say, whose fault is it when somebody is on a bike and somebody passes the biker? And I see no logic for this young man trying to turn around when the school was in the same direction you were going in. And it's just as easy for me to assume that you cut in too fast. Well, I don't know that, and he doesn't remember. Your case is dismissed. We're finished. You were lucky his mother didn't sue you.
Everybody excused, you may step out.
And on the next Judge Judy.
Because they hit my car and they were turning around.
Oh my God, it was very frightening. I thought he was really hurt.
The police knocked on the parents' door trying to get them up to come see about their child.
And I ran downstairs and ran outside to go see if he was okay.
She said that she would make arrangements to pay by May the 20th.
I actually got pushed into saying that she basically bullied me into it.
I'm glad he wasn't hurt, but my car is still damaged.
Share that road.
Witnessed it.
There were no witnesses to the dog attack.
The tragic evidence was plain to see.
We found tufts of hair and broken pieces of fence on our property.
You had expensive vet bills, $3,000.
But the neighbor has a different view.
It didn't happen, Your Honor.
Don't say that because you don't know that.
Nobody witnessed these dogs being attacked.
It did happen. His dog was attacked. His dog was injured.
Judge Judy.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheindlin. This is Judge Judy.
Daniel Rose is suing his neighbor, Alicia George, for damage to his fence caused by her dogs, vet bills, and
All rise. This is case number 158 on the calendar in the matter of Rose versus George.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Mr. Rose, you and Miss George are neighbors, and you share a common fence?
Correct, yes.
You have two small dogs.
Yes, Your Honor.
What kind?
A cross of a Lhasa Apso Shih Tzu and a Pomeranian Terrier.
And you have 3 large dogs.
That is correct.
What kind of dogs do you have?
I have 2 full-bred Great Danes and 1 German short-haired pointer mixed with black lab.
For how long have you and Mr. Rose had a problem about this fence?
Honestly, I think like it arose maybe the last 2 years about.
Tell me when you think it first started.
I would say we had issues with property line.
Okay, give me a little more information.
Shortly after that, I believe his son moved into the house or brought a pet into the home. At that point, their dogs immediately leave their back door and go directly to our fence barking, and at which point my dogs bark back and go back to the fence. This is the first time he's actually approached us on it, of it being an issue and stating that he believes that our dog attacked his.
That one of your dogs, the German Shorthair. When did that happen, Mr. Rose?
April 1st of this year, 2019, Your Honor.
Who witnessed it?
There were no witnesses to the dog attack. What we found was our fence had been broken down. There were holes in the fence, and
is that the fence that separates
yes,
your property
yes.
from Miss George's property?
Yes, Your Honor. We found tufts of hair and broken pieces of fence on our property.
Did you take any photographs of what you found?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'd like to take a look at it.
While he's looking for his photo, Your Honor, I do have photos of what the fence was, which is this PVC pipe with
Just 1 second.
construction fence.
I didn't ask you any questions
I'm
yet.
sorry.
Are these pictures taken from your side of the fence?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is this taken on your side of the fence?
Yes, that's on my property. That's the tufts of hair.
And your dog is the dark-haired dog?
Yes, it's the Pomeranian.
You have an animal control report?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
I'd like to take a look at it. I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at here on this big circle.
Those are places where their dogs have broken the fence, and our neighbors tried to do some patching on their side of the fence.
That's really not what I asked you for.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
The question that I posed to you, what I posed to you was a very simple one. You said that there were no witnesses to this incident, but the fence was broken. It was broken in a place where it was just between your property and the defendant's property, and you found tufts of hair. I want to see where you allege that the fence was broken, because I don't understand this picture.
Okay, I'm sorry, Your Honor. There's another picture with a larger section of fence that was replaced. That's where we
I don't want to see replaced. I asked you if you took a picture with the fence as it was on the date of the attack, not fixed.
Your
And
Honor,
the answer is either yes or no.
No, Your Honor, I don't have a picture of that. The fence was repaired before I got home from work.
Because it didn't happen, Your Honor.
Oh, just a second.
Yes.
Don't say that, because you don't know that.
You're right.
There are certain things that we do know. We do know that his dog was injured. And we probably will find out that someone put new boards up. But my question was, so you don't know that it didn't, first of all, it did happen. His dog was attacked. His dog was injured. You know, unless it was a hawk or a coyote or something else that may have come in. It's his responsibility to demonstrate to me without a witness, because he has none, that I can draw a conclusion. I don't know that. So you don't have a picture of how it looks when you found your injured dog.
No, Your Honor. I believe the fence was
so then
repaired.
all of this is useless.
Okay.
Because I can't tell from these pictures whether one of your little dogs went onto their property and then came back. Because certainly from these pictures, a 70-pound dog couldn't get in. If this was open, they could have, but that's not what I'm seeing in your photographs. Do you understand?
I understand, Your Honor.
Okay.
I believe the fence had been repaired before I came home.
What you believe is not relevant to me.
I understand that. And you asked for the animal control report.
I'd like to see it.
I have my version of the report as well, if you would like.
I'm going to read
see
that
it
in a
as well.
minute. Well, at least this version of the report indicates that the animal control officer actually observed your dog breaking the fence.
That's incorrect.
You don't know that. How could you tell? How could you say?
We were
How would
never
you-
informed.
I don't care what you were informed about. It said when the animal control officer was there, several sections of the fence were old and weakened. While we were inspecting the fence, a medium-sized black dog at the, and crossed out name, began tearing at the fence and broke a slat when he observed the complainant's own dog near the fence. You have a medium-sized black dog towards this animal control officer. He doesn't even know who you are. You want to show me your version of the report?
I do, yes.
Good. I just read you this version of the report.
This was left on my doorstep.
What?
Yes, that's when animal control came 9 days later, mind you.
Just a second. What I'm telling you is, on the 2nd, the animal control officer came to speak to him the day after the incident. Open up your brain. Observed your dog breaking through the weakened slats. Do you understand what the animal control officer said?
I do.
Fine. Whether he left this on your door 9 days later and whether he left it on your door the same day and you, your husband, or whoever else lived there ripped it off, I don't know. Because that's what people do. Please contact us about your dog. I don't know how
nothing on there that mentions anything about the dog bite or anything.
Want to read the report?
I understand what you're saying.
All your dog's licenses are expired.
That is correct. They have been fully licensed since this day.
That would be my fault. I work 60 hours a week and I hadn't had time to get to it. So I hadn't relapsed.
I don't care. Okay, can I have the vet bill, please? Then I'm going to have a discussion with you, Mr. Rose.
Your Honor.
Why do you think you're at fault, Mr. Rose, at least partially?
The fence is old, and I've been repairing it. I have not been able to repair all of it. Budget is a limiting factor to me. So I repaired it as much as I could. In fact, the weekend that this happened, I'd put about $200 into repairs on the fence that very weekend, where the fence was broken through, where we believe the dog came through this time. I hadn't had money to get to that part of the fence yet.
That's not the only reason why I think you're at fault. I think you're at fault because, according to you, there was a prior incident involving another of your small dogs.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
That you didn't make a big fuss over, according to you. You took care of that dog yourself, and you didn't bother the defendants with that bill. But there was a suggestion in your complaint that you believed that their dog was responsible for that injury as well.
I have a witness that saw it happen, Your Honor.
Even more damaging for you, because despite that fact, you kept the doggy door in place in your house, which means that despite the fact that you may not have had any cash on hand to adequately repair the fence, very easily could have taken out the doggy door until you had the money. And you were on notice that it happened before. You knew that your little dogs could go outside and her big dogs had the capacity to hurt them. And if it were my dogs, my small leash, and the people in my house wouldn't have been lazy and taken the two little dogs out, because the two little dogs aren't smart enough not to run over to, that's what they do. That's what dogs do.
Exactly.
The grown-ups who were in charge of taking care of them, especially when there are small ones and big ones who live next door and know that there could be trouble, you have to keep them safe, like you have to keep a toddler safe. So you had expensive vet bills for this dog, $3,000.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, they're going to pay $2,000. You're going to pay the rest. Judgment for the plaintiff
Your
in the
Honor,
amount of $2,000.
we have a countersuit for this guy harassing us.
I don't care about your countersuit. Listen to me carefully.
He could have gone out of the fence. Look at the fence pictures. This is PVC pipe with just fencing. They could have crawled under it. Look at our fence. It is fully blocked off on the front. Our dogs are locked up when we're not home. This is the measly-ass fence that they have.
Madam, put your picture down. I want you to read the report really carefully.
I haven't even seen the report.
Well, I asked you if you wanted to look at it. You said no. I believe you. If you want to read it, I'll be more than happy to give it to you.
That does not witness what happened, though. That witnesses what happened at that point in time. Nobody witnessed these dogs being attacked.
What you said to me was you don't even know what had happened, but you're more than willing to say to me, my dogs, because you wrote
my
it
dogs
here.
were locked up.
You said,
you're right, because I was home.
Justice, well, you don't even know when this happened. You don't even know. No, just a second. Are you thick? Are you thick between here?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
They don't know when it happens, neither do you, so you can't stand there and say to me, it couldn't have been my dogs, they were locked up. When were they locked up? Whenever it was that he says it happened. Do you understand?
And later today...
Were you at the house and witnessed an incident involving the car?
Yes.
Tell me what you saw.
I see this guy run from downstairs and went upstairs, come back downstairs with a sugar, and I saw him throw it in the gas tank.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Daniel Rose says neighbor Alicia George owes for damage to his fence caused by her dogs, vet bills, and false police reports. Alicia's countersuing for harassment and trespassing.
Now, they don't know when it happens, neither do you, so you can't stand there and say to me, it couldn't have been my dogs, they were locked up. When were they locked up? Whenever it was that he says it happened. Do you understand? He's partially responsible. $2,000, your counterclaim is dismissed, we're done here. Thank you.
We're not going to pay for the damage to the fence or the counterclaim for their punitive damages for filing a false police report on it.
Just a minute. You mean for harassment?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because he's been harassing us.
They say you've been harassed. Anything come of that?
Your Honor.
I called the police.
The day after the
Don't speak.
Your Honor, the day after the attack, I went to their house to ask them if they were aware of anything that happened.
That was the second.
The second. The children were out in front playing. I asked them if their mother was home. They said yes, and she's probably in the kitchen, so I went and knocked on the door.
There was an 8.5-minute video.
Did you look in my door?
Out! What word didn't you understand? It was only one syllable. Out! Out! If you try to remember something, remember, get your dogs vaccinated and licensed. Out! Okay.
Their back door has a large window. I was looking at the door. I stood there and waited for a couple of minutes. I looked towards where the children were, hoping one of them would come to the door and let their mom know that I was there. When they didn't, I left. I have never been on their property since. I have never harassed them. I have no interest in them. When I filed this case, Your Honor, I had to ask neighbors their names.
Just a second. Do you have a copy of the complaint she filed?
I have a copy of the police report.
I'd like to see it. While I understand this, and I understand why she did it,
Yes, Your Honor.
I understand her motive in calling the police and saying, he's coming on my property and looking in my window, and I want him not to come into my property. I understand what motivated her. Police didn't do anything. They got the message. Do you remember the police coming to your house or someone coming to your house on April 2nd?
No.
Did the plaintiff come to your house on April 2nd?
No.
Your counterclaim is dismissed. We're done. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Pardon, excuse me, step out.
I think that it was wrong.
I thought her opinion was right.
He's totally responsible.
I'm already out the money. I wasn't here for the money.
I hope that he stays off our property and he replaces his fence.
I was here to help them understand that they have responsibility as a neighbor.
And now, the next case.
All parties in the matter of Douglas versus Ricketts. Step forward.
Ardian Douglas is suing his brother, Richard Ricketts, for vandalizing his car by putting sugar in the gas tank.
You two gentlemen are brothers. Your mother passed away. There's a house, maybe some other little... Each one of you claims that the other caused damage to their car. When did your mother pass away?
In March last year. 2018.
Did she leave an estate?
No, she did not, Your Honor.
Did she leave a house?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is the house in her name or anybody else's name?
Her name, Your Honor.
How many siblings are there?
4.
When is it that you alleged that your brother damaged your car?
In March, Your Honor.
How did he damage your car?
He put the sugar and another type of gas oil into my gas tank.
Who saw that?
My witness right here, Your Honor, and myself.
You saw it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you stand up? Tell me your last name, sir.
Lewis.
Mr. Lewis, stand over there. Were you at the house in March and witnessed an incident involving the car?
Yes.
Tell me what you saw.
I see this guy run from downstairs and went upstairs inside of his apartment, come back downstairs with a sugar, like with a white bag with sugar, and I saw him throw it in the gas tank. Same time, I called this guy on his phone, and then he came outside, but he didn't see when he was throwing it in it, but he saw the sugar in his hand.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You say he vandalized your car?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'd like to see it.
Yes, he kicked it. That's him right there, my brother Ardian Douglas.
Who's the other person?
I don't know, that's not me, Your Honor. He doesn't even have a car. So
I have a car, Your Honor.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Ardian Douglas says his brother, Richard Ricketts, put sugar in his gas tank. Richard is countersuing for vandalism to his car.
Okay. Did you take the car in to have it repaired?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you call the police?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have a police report?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it. This talks about a gun.
A gun was actually found, Your Honor.
I understand
That was did
This
pop
talks
up,
ab-
Your Honor.
this
That's a lie.
This doesn't talk about sugar in a gas tank.
Okay.
Okay. But you have two witnesses. Do you have a repair bill for the time you took the car?
Yes,
in?
Your Honor.
I'd like to see that.
One from Ford, one from Alco.
This happened in March. This bill is for May.
Yes, Your Honor, because when I take it there, I thought everything was okay, and that 2 weeks or 3 weeks period afterwards, my car started to go down.
I actually can't make this kind of connection between something that happened 2 months later. Okay. And if I asked you whether you put sugar in his car, you would say no.
No, ma'am, Your
Yeah,
Honor.
okay. Blame. You say he vandalized your car.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'd like to see it.
And I also got the tape right here.
I'd like to see it. When did it happen?
It happened in March 2019, right after I came back from...
After he allegedly had sugar put in his car.
No, I didn't get locked up for that, Your Honor.
I know you got
I
locked up
got
for a
locked
gun.
up because he told lie that I put a gun to his head.
I saw that. They
And
found
I
a
got
gun
locked
that
up
belonged
for
to
that.
somebody else. I got that. That's your car, and that's in March.
No, that is not my car. The white car, you see them playing with it, about to kick the glass out? Yes, he kicked it. That's him right here, my brother Artie and Douglas. I don't recognize the other person, but that's my brother right there.
Who's the other person?
The one who was kicking out the side
Who's
glass,
the
if you
other
can
person?
see.
I don't know, that's not me, Your Honor. He doesn't even have a car. So
I
don't know
have
what
a
he's
car,
talking
Your
about.
Honor.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Closed captioning sponsored by. Are you in a family dispute? Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Now, where was this camera situated?
It was my neighbor right beside my house because that's where I park my car every night.
Got it.
And I also got
Did
images
you
after
make
the
a
effect.
police report
Yes,
about
ma'am.
this? May
Your
I see
Honor.
it?
This is the police report. Yes.
You say it cost $700.
And I would love for you to look at the images as well after the effect because you haven't seen the images.
On your claim, sir, I'm awarding you $1,000 for repair as a result of him placing sugar in your tank, which I actually believe that he did. And on your counterclaim, sir, I'm awarding you the full amount of what you're requesting for the repairs for your car, which is $700, which means, sir, you get $300. Are we clear? That's it. Thank you.
Your Honor, I would like to talk about the other stuff that he has
I don't
did.
want to talk about two brothers harassing each other. Stop harassing each other.
Sir, wait here. Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
An ugly breakup ends with a smash.
You reached into her car.
If she hadn't been lying about being pregnant,
If you kept your pants zipped, sir, you wouldn't have been in this kind of trouble.
Judge Judy.
He harassed me and caused so much stress to my life.
He's a danger against me and my other sisters and brothers.
It's just hate. And I wish